Do you want to see how long it takes to go from absolutely nothing to a setup this big? Well, we're going to answer that today in this video as quickly as I can without adding a bunch of bullshit. If you like what you see, you can keep watching. Let's go. Welcome to Sweet Transit. This is a first reaction video. I don't usually do these kind of videos, but we were lucky enough to get early access to the game. This is the full game. This is not the demo. And you're going to be able to see the first hour of gameplay. I think we go really nice and quick into it. I'm not some kind of person who goes out there and bashes games. It's not my way to do things. Plus, I'm really a big train head. I've played everything from Railroad Tycoon, Transport Tycoon Deluxe way back in some of the early 90s, all the way to currently where I play games like Workers and Resources, Machinki, everything you can possibly think of, and then some. I'm a huge train head. I love this kind of stuff. I grew up with this kind of stuff. My dad had a model train set, and I love it. So hopefully with someone who actually likes train material and a game all about trains, it kind of meshes up. Now, I usually don't do this. I usually don't show my face on my YouTube channel. But as my Twitch stream has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and we're up to like 52,000 followers or some stupid stuff like that, people are like, why aren't you showing your face? And I'm like, I look like a meth dealer who sells behind a 7-Eleven. And they're like, we don't care. And I'm like, all right, why not? As you can probably tell, I'm not the youngest streamer, not the youngest YouTuber. I don't hide my age. If you ask, I'll tell you. But let's go into the game now, and we got early access. We're going to give our little first hour. We're going to play it. I'm going to give you some of my impressions on it. I'm very much an indie fan of all kinds of indie games. I do consider this studio and Team 17 still in the indie sphere. They make small games that people enjoy, and they help people publish games, and we've worked with them before. So please be aware, yes, full disclosure, I did get the key for free, but this is not a paid advertisement. I got it. I made my own reaction video. They removed the embargo on the game. It comes out on July 28th. If you want to get it, you can wish list it on Steam. I don't know if it's anywhere else. I haven't looked for quite obvious reasons. I already got the game, so let's go play. Now, the first hour, when you jump in the game, you're going to be able to generate your map. You can do whatever you want. You can make higher amounts of mountains. You can make lower amounts of water. Everything in between, your choice. It's a sliders. I haven't shown you that because I wanted to have one ready to go so we can go really quickly, because I don't think a lot of you care about terrain generation when you're probably just trying to figure out, should I buy the game? And I can't answer that for you. I'll try to show you some gameplay, and you can do whatever you want from there. Now, if you're like, whoa, old dude, question, when will you show all the reactionary stuff? And okay, look, I'll make it very simple. At the 45-minute mark of this video, okay, you can fast forward to it if you want to. I don't do chapters yet. You can go right there, and I'll give my little what I think about certain parts. We'll have all the stuff on the map that we're using to show those examples. I have no examples yet. I don't have the game done yet. So if you're like, I need to see the reaction, go to there. Okay? Hopefully I can help you out, and hopefully I make it good for you. If you want to hit the buttons down below, you know what to do. But hopefully by the end of today's video, when you're all done and you're happy with what you saw, if you like it, maybe you'll decide to hit the subscribe button and you can come back, because we're going to do a whole series on this. And since we have access to it until the 28th, well, we have full access forever, I guess, we're going to ride it like we stole it, because I asked specifically, are you sure I can stream on YouTube this? They're like, yes. So I'll be doing it on Twitch, I'll be doing it here, and I'll be getting a nice big dose of my train hobby. So there you go. Now, the first thing we're going to do, you want to make sure you do the tutorials. Please, for the love of God, don't go to streamers, don't go to YouTubers, don't go to people's Discords and say, and even the section say, I don't know how to do anything. They literally have one of the best tutorial systems I have ever seen for linking trains together, making sure signaling works, how sidings work, how industries work. Everything is in the tutorial, every little bit. And there's 4 different pieces of tutorial. Just go through it. I know it sucks to do some of that stuff, and you're a very intelligent person, but not everyone knows every little thing about a game, especially when some of the UI choices in this game, especially how when trains are created or upgraded, might be a little, how does that work? Please pay attention. I'll take care of it. I'll also make a video about how the first 10 minutes go down, or the top 10 things I think you should probably know to make your life easier about the game. Now, I talked for a lot. I'm sorry it took me 4 minutes and about 20 seconds. Oh, God, 420. But I wanted to make sure that you made an informed decision, because I'm an indie supporter of any kind of indie game as long as there's love and care before it, not just shovelware the crap out the door and let's see what we can sell to our people. So I'll put myself in the camera up here. There shouldn't be too much behind my face. I will check a few times. Hopefully I don't miss anything. If it is, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not the best YouTuber in the world. I'm more of a Twitch streamer. I do things live on the fly by the seat of my pants, okay? So the first thing you want to do, you want to pick where you want to go. I'll give you a secret. You want to have access to water so you can get fish. That could be a pond, that could be a lake, that could be a whole ocean front, your choice, the bay, whatever you want to do. But as you can see, black becomes mountains. You can't build on mountains. And you, as far as I'm aware, you can't do any terrain modification yet. That might be coming in the game later. I have no knowledge. I'm not associated with the company, but you want to have areas where you can grab access to stuff very quickly. So we're going to go, I'm thinking right about here, and we can put our city between the two. And the reason is over here, we can put the depot for all of our people. We can grow the city. We have access to fish here. We have access to fish here. If we want to go on the other side of the area, we can put another city, part of the same city here, grow it and keep it going. The one thing about this game is it's a little bit like Anno 1800 or the Anno series of games where you have to provide for all your people, but in return they fill your coffers with tax funds. So unpause the game. I'll try not to pause it too much. We're going to go for our first thing is a warehouse. The warehouse, what you want to do with the warehouse, you want to put it somewhere pretty central for the map that you're going to plan for what your future expansions are. We have a bunch of coal down here. We have some brick, some clay down here towards brick, more coal, and a bunch of expansion parts. I'm thinking right about here. It's not too bad. It's kind of dead. It's some desert scrubland. Looks like a good place for a base. And when I say a base, I mean a warehouse. Warehouses long-term will be where you deposit all of your resources. So please make sure it's not tucked into a corner. For instance, don't go like in here and go, yeah, this is a great place. You're going to hate yourself. Open areas to make sure you can have as many train stations around this as you want, feeding this thing. And at one point in the game, you're going to need them, as far as I'm aware. Okay, so there's our warehouse right over here. The train station, train area will probably be here, and we got the coal here. That's a pretty good start. Now, it'll tell you in the top left corner. And yes, my god dang, I was afraid of this. I was afraid of my head being in the way of some of the stuff. I think it's going to be okay. All I'm going to be showing is some of the stuff in the corner. I'll move my face a little bit smaller, and I'll move it. I don't really have a good spot to put it, so I'll put it up here. Okay, I'm going to make my face smaller. You don't need to see my face, but people keep asking me, show me what you look like. What kind of voice? And every single time it's, I never expected your face to be with that voice. I don't have to say that, but thank you. Now, next thing you want to do, you want to put down a town. This is your village hall. It'll make sure you you can read all those little tool tips, but what's going on is you have to put down your village hall, and as you can tell, around it there's a very large, big black area. That means no other village halls will be able to go down into it, but you can build other industries. Now, it's a very big thing, so I wouldn't be, and one thing I'm going to make sure you do, and don't make this mistake I made, you could put your town right very close to a coal mine and go, oh wow, it can go very quick between. You're going to hate that. Don't do that. Long term, you want to plan for the future or future-proof yourself as much as possible. We're going to put the town over here. And the reason being, there's fish on access over here. And yes, we can grow it up this way. Now, there is a coal mine there. There is a coal mine there. Those little yellow spots you see. You can see them right there. Right here wouldn't be bad as long as we ignore this coal spot. So that's what I'm going to do. We'll go like this. There's our town hall. Advice, workers need a place to rest when they are not on the clock. The village needs residences to house the workers and give them a life outside of work. If you provide both work and goods, you'll not only improve their lives, but attract new inhabitants. Just like anything in life, without good people, it'll suck. Or without good towns, if you don't have something besides a gas station and a pizzeria, your people are going to hate you. Now, you don't have to go around like I just did. You really don't. And you should plan for the future. A church is 3 by 4 wide. Having that area in the middle of town, be able to plunk it down and have everyone in range for it be ready is a little bit easier compared to ripping stuff down later on. So we're going to take a few little roads, and we're going to go like this. And you don't have to do this. I choose to. It's been kind of fun for me. We're going to put down a couple houses, and I will tell you this. Instead of having radii, meaning a circle out from the town center, they will travel down roads to determine if they can get there. So if you have a very long road and no cuts in between it, and I make a bunch of houses, like let's say, like this, I make all these houses here, you will not be able to have your people have access to what you need. So groups of 6, this is kind of a trick from Anno 1800 and Anno 2070. Groups of 6 are not bad. You can do a lot with groups of 6. People don't get too pissed off with groups of 6, and they can go cut between the roads. But there's going to be one more thing you want to do. If you want to make your life a little easier, there's going to be little things like water towers. And water towers take up 1 tile. That's it, but they also take workers. And reach population 20, we're going to let that go. Should be a few seconds. Where's population? I'm looking and I'm not seeing it. I was actually unpaused. Right there in front of me. Right there in the stupid thing in the middle of the screen. Cairo's up to 24. We're going to recall this something else. Advice. Service influences happiness and productivity. For example, the water tower provides water service to nearby buildings if connected by a road. Remember, unhappy people make unhappy workers, and unhappy workers take longer to rest. So if you want to maximize your efficiency, which I know a lot of you are sitting here going, ooh, maximize efficiency, and you're not wrong, I'm one of you. Make sure you provide for all of your people's services. Don't skimp out. Don't be like, oh, I'll get to it later, and that later never comes. Take care of problems early. Take care of them quickly. If something's messed up, cash in this game is very easy to come by. They give you $250,000 usually to start out with. Okay, if you cut up the most basic town, basic town, you will very quickly have money flowing into your coffers. But always make sure you look up here in the top corner and see what you're doing. Like right now, we're doing -44 per minute. Okay, knowing that, or it might be per second, but I believe it's per minute, and you have a cap of $250,000. So if you're like, oh, I'll just sit there and pause it and let the game go, and I'll make all this money. No, you won't. It doesn't work that way. But with this, with the water being right here, taking care of most of that, and we're going to rename the town real quick because it's driving me nuts. This name is, we're going to call it, since a lot of you think I'm a meth dealer, we'll call this the 7-Eleven. I already guarantee. I get the meth dealer thing so many times, and I'm okay. I'm in Pennsylvania, United States. They think I am. I've never ridden a bike. I've never been a military guy, but like because I wear bandanas, because I used to be a construction worker, some people think that now. Some of the stuff, some goods can only be made in the village or city using production facilities. For example, the fishing dock produces fish. People looking for a good bite want to live there, and you'll be able to collect more taxes to keep building. Yes, you want to make sure you can provide your people services, like I said, and wherever you put them, well, that's up to you. Now, one thing about this game that drove me nuts in the beginning, and I do have to connect some of this stuff, so I'm going to do this before I forget. Make sure your buildings are connected with roads. Now, there's a reason I left 3 little spots there. I'll show you about that in a minute. This guy has no access up here. We're going to go up, and we're going to make sure there's a little bit of access over this way. You don't need to put towers when they're not needed, but notice how that water tower does not provide for those people. So we're going to make sure we put a water tower up here in this corner, farthest away. Now, all the needs are provided for except for this one tower. Water not in range, even though there's a tower right there. That's how small this can be. That's how annoying this can be. So I'm going to put a tower here. You might be like, why? You'll see. Remember, you can make whatever designs you want. And some of you are going to make much better designs than me, and that's okay. You're perfectly fine to do so. I'm not going to be like, I'm the best. Hell no. The game just is not even out yet. There is no best player. Maybe you're going to be the best YouTuber or the best streamer or just the best player, and you're going to help other people on the workshop. That's a good thing. It's okay. I'm just trying to show you the game and say, hey, maybe you want to give it a shot. I don't even know what price point they're picking. So over here, we've got the game. We've got this stuff down. I left some space open. I'm a little foreshadowing. We're going to leave open these little spaces for a little bit of attractiveness. Attractiveness is the stat right here. Basically, are there parks? Are there statues? Does the place look better than just a mud road with some houses and there's nothing in between besides horse crap? Maybe you should plan for that in the future, okay? But right now, as far as as long as you have money coming in, it doesn't matter to let things sit. You're not going to have a problem. So we have the fishing dock. Now, this game, like I said, has something weird on it, in my mind. If a building is white, you can build it, even though it's like the rest of the terrain. If it's yellow, you can't build it. In every game I've always ever played, it turns the building to a different color. This one doesn't do that. So there's one there. There's one here. There's going to be a road right here. Now they're asking for access. Like, hey, we need stuff like, storage. We can't store our stuff. Good, thank you. We can store our stuff. Boom, right there. There's some storage. You don't have to go crazy on storage. It just helps to have a little bit more. But I will say this. Your buildings do cost upkeep of lumber right off the bat, okay? So please be aware that if you're trying to build a lot of stuff, it also removes 50.50 attractiveness. If you're trying to build a very big area, you might not want to have a bunch of storage. It's just fish, okay? And you can see the storage areas down here. This is another thing you should probably know, okay? Up here, these resources are not in your town. The resources here inside of your town, when you click on the 7-Eleven, I guess I should change it to something actually people would actually have a name. How about we call it the Motorcycle Club? Okay, so I only did that because I want to make sure I can draw people's attention compared to having 2 numbers above each other. Now, right in here, when you click on this, this is something you're going to want to know. And you can also rotate structures like it says on the screen with the Q and E key. If you want to change the view, because I don't know if this was in the tutorial or not, it's Shift A and Shift D. left shift, okay? You can flip as much as you want. Whatever view you prefer, you can do. Now, I'm saying that because some of you hate the view you're at, and that's okay. Now, the stuff right here, if you click on the motorcycle club or the city name, you'll have your resources in the town. The stuff up here is the stuff in your warehouse. For some reason, this is confusing to some people. I saw them during the demo saying, I don't understand. Blah, blah. Well, it's just to make it a little easier on yourself, because if items aren't in your warehouse, you can't use them in your town. Even if they're in this town, you can't use them for building, right? You can use them for using your citizens' needs, but you cannot use them for building in the town as far as it is right currently. So what's going on? They want a job. They're like, hey, I want a job, man. What the frick am I here for? Well, we're going to get something. Now, you could get a coal mine here or here, and that's perfectly fine, but future-proofing for long-term, you're not going to want that. You're going to want something a little farther away. There's coal, there's over here. I'm thinking right now, right here looks a little good to me, because we can have our train stuff go this way, and we'll still have access to all this beautiful water. So we're going to make a station real quick. We have build a coal mine, so we're going to go make a coal mine right here. Wait, oops, sorry. This is the scrolling in and out with the mouse wheel. That's all it is. So if you go right here, and some of you might be like, why don't you build this one? You don't, with a mine here, you're going to have people coming out, your trains coming out, and there's going to be other trains going to come by. It's going to make a big snarl. So if you have them a little farther away, long future-proofing, I hate to use that word sometimes because it sounds very corporate, but making sure you don't have a giant disaster kind of helps. Now, if you're like, what's all these 24s? The game is so advanced in terms of quality of life improvements. Maybe not advanced is not the word, but maybe so nice to track everything. Every time you have a problem, there's a whole tab for it. Want to know what you're supposed to do next? There's unlocks for it. Want to know routes? You can do that button too. Now, we're going to go right here. And yes, I'm kind of bashing around. I want to make sure this video came out because I want a lot of people to get this game so it has a long life, because we don't have enough train games. There's really not a lot of them right now. There's like Workers and Resources. Mashinki's still trying to make a go of it. Let's see what else. Something of Industry. I forgot the name of the game. But they're not focused on trains. Some of them are focused on trucks and rail and ship and plane, and they're not as much as I want. So I'm just trying to make sure I can do my little part to make sure we have more train games. Now up here on the top tab, this is Industries. The middle one is Environment. Last one is Logistics. This one is what's for expansion. So what you want to do is go to the top one. Boop. You want to get coal mine. Now, one thing you should know, as far as I'm aware, if you put the coal mine, this square above all this, you can somehow get it connected. I'm choosing not to. I'm purposely going a little farther away. I'm going to try to play a little bit of a game here. Running a network of trains needs a lot of fuel to keep them chugging along. Build coal mines at coal deposits to gather coal for them. Bring coal to warehouses and villages so your trains can refuel. Trains refuel automatically when they stop at a station that has fuel. Now, part of that is a warehouse. The other part is the village hall. They both, for some reason, need this kind of stuff for fuel. It's all good. Now, what you can do, you can put the train station right here and run trains outside. So you're going to plan for that in the future. And having these two deposits nearby should be very good, because if we connect them to the actual station where that's represented with that, with things, we should actually be able to have a double deposit, meaning we could have a lot more workers come here. If you do it like this and build one, so I'm going to try to make them a little close to each other by using this button. Use the expansion build menu to select and expand a building. Expanding buildings improves production. Now, this is the expansion stuff. It's right there in the middle. You have 4 and only 4. You can't build empty ones, okay? So we're going to make them go look a little closer. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's a reason that's there. Now, we're also going to see, I don't know if this will work. I'll try it. If I screw up, hey, at least it's my screw up and not yours. We're going to make another coal mine right there. Then we're going to put another thing like this. Here's the expansion pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, look at them. They're all kind of stacked up. Okay? Now, if you want to get rid of items that have been unlocked here and say, I don't want all this crap, this left mouse button, every single one of these in the unlocks, of course, comes with items it unlocks across the way. This goes all the way to deep game, and you might want to scroll over some of this stuff and figure out what it is. But mostly, it'll tell you it's little pieces to make the game easier and more convenient, like switches, rails, chain signals, parts of stations. And until we had the first station down, which we don't even have down yet, we couldn't build any of this stuff. So there you go. So we'll left click, get rid of this one. The village hall doesn't give us anything. Reach population laborers, coal mine, coal storage, distribution center gets unlocked. Build a coal mine, opens train depot. Okay, got it, good. We got this one too. I'm kind of blitzing through this stuff because a lot of you will play this and you're going to go, I don't care. I want to see gameplay. I'm trying my best. Each village warehouse and production facility needs stations to transfer goods between them. Build a station right next to a building connected to the network. One thing you should know, there is no way, as far as I'm aware, to do anything besides trains. There are no carriages, there's no trucks, there's no ships, there's no planes, none of it. And that's great. I'm not looking for that crap. I want other games for that game, that kind of stuff. For this, it's just trains. So we're going to take advantage of it as quick as we can. We're going to go make a station right here. Now, I'm kind of worried that because this one here, a station can only connect to a single production facility. To connect multiple ones together, build a distribution center between a station and a production facility. So I'm going to make it like this because I believe this is driving me nuts. If I put it here, if I put down the station first, I'm going to leave some space on the back end for this building because this building is a 2x2. So we're going to go over here. We're going to put this right here. Okay? And I'm going to see a train can pull up and use the station as long as there are at least 2 rails parallel to the station. However, wagons that do not have a station platform on either side will be unable to use the station. You can expand the station by using platforms and bridges. Now, I want to make sure you understand this one because I screwed this up on the stream pretty badly today. If you have a 3-banger train rail, 1, 2, 3 in parallel, and you have a bridge over it, the middle rail can never be used. But it can allow other trains to go straight on through the station if you're using it as part of a pass-through. Some of you train heads are like, oh, that makes sense. Some of you non-train heads are like, why would I want that? Do you want your other trains that are trying to go further down the line to go, I should wait for you to load coal. It's going to take you maybe 30 seconds. That can snarl up your entire network, okay? So right now, we're going to go over here. We're going to grab some of these platforms, and we're going to... I think right now we'll put it like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's exactly 10. Now, you can make the train station a little easier for yourself, and this is also a future-proof thing by making this bridge. It only costs $880. You've got 191,000 still, as you can see right there. Now, why would I do that? That's for the 3 trains. On the other side, to make it work, to make your life easier, so they can load, you need more platform. Without platform, they won't work. Okay? Now, you don't need to put that down. I'm doing it so you can see it. Okay? Now, let's see what's the next thing. We need... Oh, yeah, distribution. So we need to go to a distribution center. And I was really hoping... I don't think it's going to let me do what I want to do. And I need wood for this. So I'm going to let this go for now. I need wood for this one, but I'm just going to get our first coal mine up and running. So we're going to go back up to the building, their town, which has nothing. And we're going to do the same exact thing. We'll put a station here. Station here should be touching. Now, if you notice how the road lights up, that means everything that is blue is accessible to that station. Okay? Pretty simple? Yeah, I thought so. Boop. Then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put in, and you're going to see why. We're going to go this way, and we're going to put in a pretty long little station. Right about there. Doesn't need to be double, but we're also going to make sure we have future stuff, and we go a little future-proof. I hate the word future-proof, but it kind of works. We have a train over there. We also going to go over here, and we're going to build a rail system like this, because I know I've wasted way too time, and I know some people on YouTube don't know me very well, and that's fine, because I'm not trying to be the best streamer out there. I'm just trying to be someone to show you a good game that I really like the look of. So we're going to go over this way, and we're going to make sure we do everything we can to make a nice long rail, get some coal going, and we're going to go like this, and you can drag however you want. It is pretty intelligent. Oh, freaking hell, I didn't notice that was there. Oopsie. Did I not see? Oh, because it's dark. I didn't see the rocks in there. Okay. The good thing about the game, as you can probably tell, it's very forgiving. We can go... Ah, crap. I want to get rid of... Remove rail. No, that's not the one. I want to remove... I think it's up here I need to do it. Is it always going to do this? Yeah, I think it is. I'm going to move this whole thing. And you get your money, I don't know if you get all your money back. It looks like you get all your money back. So, because we have it on pause. So I'm going to get rid of the bridge, get rid of the rail, get rid of that, get rid of the station even. Yep, destroy coal mine 1. We're going to go back here. And if you just hold down with left mouse button and drag, you can go back as far as you want. It's pretty intelligent about that. Whatever you're highlighting, it'll get rid of. And I'm kind of glad I made a mistake, because that way you can say, oh, well, how forgiving is the game? Well, now you know. So we're going to go like this. I'm going to put this here on the same exact thing you saw. All you have to do is left mouse button and hold. You get your little stuff. Now, I will say this. Putting the bridge down early to make sure you know where it goes is a very big help, because that way you don't have to do it later on when things are moving and grooving. It does help to make things better. Like this rail, like this. And we're going to go to the farthest rail. or from the station. There's a reason for this. You'll see in a second. We're going to put down a couple more. We're going to click on the station. Now, if you want to build from the station, you don't have to go to the menus. You just click on the station, like right here. Or I'm wrong. I'm completely wrong. Just click on the station like that, the building. It'll pop up what you need. Now, remember, a station cannot load the far rail from the station unless there's actually a platform by it. Now, that means both rails here. And yeah, I'm kind of going a little bit above and beyond on this one. To make sure, a lot of you know how crazy you can get, how quickly. We're on the first game on the first map. You don't have to go this crazy at all, and you shouldn't. But at least you'll have the option to. Now this rail here in the middle, it just costs a little bit of money. It doesn't matter. We're going to come back to the other side. Wait a minute, no we're not. Cancel? This just cancels, that's all it is. Boop. Boop. Dragging it in, that's all you have to do. There's nothing special to do about it. I'm going to show you how signals work, but you should know this. Signals separate rails into sections called blocks. There can only be one train per block. Blocks are lit up. Signals help control the rails and create collision-free traffic. So if you want to know more about how to control rails, give the signals tutorial a go. If you haven't done that yet, please, I am begging you with everything in me, please do it. Please, please, please. It's one of the best tutorials I've ever seen, but a really easy way, and I made sure I waited all the way into this part of the video to say this. I'm not trying to have people skip the tutorial, but if you did, go back and do it. If you still won't do it, well, what you want are rail signals. Rail signals, which are chains, say, now notice how there's an arrow. If you have an arrow this way, it means everything ahead of it is connected by that signal. If you go that way, it's the exact opposite. You can see that it is converted itself to the other side. So what do you want to do? You want to make this into a chunk. So basically, chains only have to go in to areas. They do not have to come out. Meaning this piece here, and this piece here. Now that's one chunk. Now notice how it's orange, and that's yellow, a mustard yellow. That whole chunk is controlled by this chain. Any of these signals will let people out, but this one will say, hey, wait a minute, if there's anything on this gray area, you cannot come in. I'm not trying to be a smartass and sum up the entire tutorial that way. Please go do it, please. But if you skipped it and you're maybe like a little unsure, this will help you a little bit. So there you go. And on the way out, it's the same exact thing, but you're going to chain into it, meaning here, chain, chain, chain. Out does not require a chain. Remember, outs don't require chains, ins do, and your life will be very simple. This entire piece, the way this is made, if there's any train on any piece of this, they will not go in. So they can be backed up here all you want. You might want to say, if I'm going to make an expansion, you make a cut here all the way down compared to making a cut right here. As you have a train sitting here, your whole back network backs up. Track is cheap. It is quick. It doesn't cost any resource to put down as far as I'm aware. Use it, abuse it, have fun with it. I'm going to go right back over. I'm not making any bridges. We're just going as quick as we can. Not quick, but I want to make sure this video is something that some of you actually like. We're going to go down here. Like this. We're going to scooch over. Scooch. You got to snug it. It's one of my sayings is snug it. There, now we're connected. There's no stuff on it. We're going to go over here now, and we got to figure out where we're going to put trains to fuel this thing. I would highly recommend for any of you that really want to, since your warehouse is here, you could put it by your warehouse or by your first coal mine. That way it'll go to the coal mine and maybe sit there and get some fuel. That's up to you if you want to. I don't think it's really needed, but I'm gonna do it myself. So let's see, distribution center, we're gonna go here. We're gonna get the train depot is where you build yourself a fleet of trains and send it to the world. You can build a depot anywhere, so as long as the trains won't get out. To build a train, select the train depot and drag your mouse with the left mouse button. The maximum train length is based on the depot length. That last sentence is very important. The maximum train length is based on the depot's length. When I played the demo, I made a shorter depot thinking I'll save money. No, don't do that. Do not do that. So, I'm gonna make one quick. Now it's going to come out the exact opposite of where you pull from. So if I go like this, I can build it. When it gets to be gray, it's ready to go. So I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to pull it all the way back. And I'm going to put it pretty much over here. Now you might be like, why? Why would you do that? I want to have extra space. Now this might be a good spot for another town actually. So I'm just thinking about that in the future. So maybe in the middle where we're not going to use anything, that might be good. So we're going to go like this. On the other side of this little smack coal thing, I could go like that, and it won't be too bad. So there you go. There's the depot. Take the rails, go from the depot, go forward, and don't cinch it right in. Well, you know what? I think it's okay to cinch it. Cinch it, snug it, snug it. Can I please snug it? Snug it. There you go. Now you're going to want some signals. You can drag it. There's a signaling guide. I'm not going to tell you how to cheese ball that. You can do what you want. Actually, I want that to be a chain. Chain. Out is always not a chain. And then you can go like this. Let's go like this. You can drag it up, and you can actually move it with the left mouse button and see what you want. It automatically spaces if you hold left mouse button down. Let it go, and it's done. Same thing out here. Determine where you want your next signal to be. Facing the right way. And you can actually space it pretty good. I think I'm probably wrong on this. I'm wrong. No, I'm right. I'm trying to make it not too big, but there you go. There's a few signals. Did I make those? Wait a minute. Are those? Yeah, those are the right ones. If you see 3 dots, it's a normal signal. If you see a single dot, it's a chain. So you can see it at a glance. A lot of you might be like, oh, I didn't notice that. Some people skip over that stuff. It's just tiny little things that make your life simpler. Now over here, we've got this one. We've got this thing ready to go. We're going to get our first coal. Now what you need first in order is hit Control R, left Control R. We're going to call this one. Now one thing I'm going to do, actually before I do this, the train's going to come out here and go get coal, or it's going to go flip through the station. That's perfectly fine. If you want to make it further back here for more efficiency to stop, get workers first, and then go to the coal mine, you're perfectly fine to do whatever you want. I'm just going to let it go down the line. It doesn't really matter. Hit Control R. We're going to call this one Coal 1. Actually, the town, what is the town called? I forgot what we called it. Motorcycle, the MC to Coal 1. Okay, that's Control R. Control T opens up the train menu. We're going to get a locomotive. We're going to get a coal tender for the locomotive, and we're going to get 1 pasture wagon. Actually, we're going to get 2 because this is an experiment. 1, 2. There you go. We're going to build it. Boop. And it's already assigned. It's not assigned to the route. No route. MC to Coal 1. There you go. Actually, I did it wrong. That's better. That's how you should do it. Go back. I'll do this again for you guys so you can see it. If you're going to make a preset, make sure the preset is going down the route you want. If you want to modify this, there's a different method, and I will explain that in a few minutes, but stick around for right now. Okay? So that's going to go. The train will get built. It's going to go down the line. There's no signals down here. Actually, there are. There are signals. If you want to see them, you can hit that button. You can see all the signals lit up. See how I didn't play these ones down here? I clicked and dragged? Same stuff. So he's going. Now... 0 trains. Is it getting built still? Oh, I have to click deploy. My bad. Sorry. Cannot build. There's a train blocking the path. Oh, yeah, it's your own train. Is there some reason you're not doing this? What's going on? MC to coal. Is there some reason you're... Oh, wait. I'm sorry. The route is wrong. Completely wrong. I'm sorry about that. Set destination is you go to the motorcycle club, and then you go to the coal mine. Swap workers, swap workers. Completely my bad. At least hopefully you'll track that. I can do it again if you want to, just to make sure it's right. We're going to do that with the next train. Watch the next one, and I'll show you what I mean. Now, we're going to escape and all that stuff. We're going to say, okay, now that train's moving, it's going to skip this coal mine. It's going to go all the way back over here. It's going to get some workers. With that in mind, we're going to make sure this next train is set up the correct way. I'm sorry all this is sitting here. Not enough workers, not enough work. Efficiency is below 100%. It's all stuff that's going to clear up as we fix it. Now, we're going to go Control R. We're going to make a new route. This button right here. Add new route. All of this is explained in the tutorial. All of it. All of it. Okay? I'm going to put out a video, probably in the description, about the top 10 things I think you should know, which is kind of how I was kind of doing this video anyway, but I'm going to make it very, very, very short because I know a lot of you don't want that kind of stuff. So if you're like, I'll even just put it in the description and maybe something else to be like, hey, you don't have to watch this video if you don't want to see my gameplay. So we're going to go Coal 1 to MC. That is our coal mine. We're going to go from the coal mine first. Then we're going to go to the motorcycle club. We're going to hit Control T, leave that one open. We're going to make a new train, not build. New train. We're going to call it MC. We're going to go coal to MC. Now it's set right. Train, tender. And we're going to get two gondola wagons should do it. Make sure you read over there, see what before you build an engine. And I don't know if you should ever do multiples at the same time. Some games let you do multiple. This one you can, but so far I haven't seen a reason to. We're going to do 2 gondola wagons, and we're going to say build. Okay? There you go. He's going to go too. And with the signals we have, I don't know if we actually have anyone there yet. I almost kind of want to make them stop, but it's all right. We'll let it go. With the signals we have in place, they should not get in each other's way. Up here, you're going to kind of see it. We'll make them go a little faster. So the first train takes there. The second train goes up top. It's fine. There was no coal to pick up. That's the problem. Because there were no workers there. It's getting plus 4 minutes. Notice how the workers go in. This gets full. That goes. No, I am not seeing this one have anyone. So what I want to try to do is make sure we get lumber as soon as possible so we can put down the distribution center instead of waiting. So we're going to go out and do that part now. And since we're going to need lumber to go to this warehouse in the middle here, we could go out here in the scrubland, but I don't think that's a good place for it. I think if we go down here and have a little area here, this is very thick forest, we can go around. It'll also give us potential expansion opportunities. We could put a city here, we could put a city here. I love putting them between 2 different areas for fish if I need to. You don't have to, it's just a personal choice. So let's go out again. We're going to go very quickly. I'm pausing the game. No, I'm not. I'm going to go to industries. We're going to go to produce 200 coal first. Oh, we got to wait. All right, so we're going to make it faster. The coal will pop in. You'll see it over here under the unlocks. We've made 65. He's there. He's pulling coal into his bay. It doesn't mean haul coal. It means produce it. He left with a full thing. Now, one thing I will say to you, these routes, Control R, you can look at them while you're doing this, and you can say load until done, or you can add a new condition for time passed. Same this, or for time passed. One thing I will say, one of the nicest features I like about this is you can drag these up and down just by left-clicking and holding back and forth. You can see you can do whatever you want. It's going to do until coal is done or 20 seconds has passed. That means if you put both these conditions on at the same exact time, whichever one is hit first will make the train go. That's a beautiful thing. A lot of games could benefit from that. Now we've already got, for this one here, we already got our 200 coal, which unlocks the train depot. Unlocked are these new cars. Right click, produce coal. That unlocks the sawmill, the tree nursery, the wood storage, and the flat wagon. Cool, next. I gotta hurry up because at the 45-minute mark in 9 minutes, I want to make sure you guys get my feelings on it, and we're gonna go to the next video after that, and so on and so forth. I want to keep going quick. I'm sorry I feel very rushed, but I want to make sure you know I'm doing my best not to drag things out and stuff like some of my other videos, just because I just take those as relaxation. All right, so first thing we're gonna make relax. We're gonna do wood. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go to industries. We're gonna go to a sawmill. We're going to put the sawmill down right here. Boop. The sawmill produces wood, a good, reliable building material. Fortunately, we have just a place to put it. All building materials should go to the warehouse. The warehouse stores everything required for building or upkeep. So without putting it in the warehouse, you can't use it in your towns, even if you haul it to your towns. Now, we got that. Storage is going to go first. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can drag if you want to. Now, like if you want for the industry to be like exactly like this, you can go like this. It'll tell you when there's too many. It'll make them yellow. See how there's yellow at the top? So you can kind of see how big you want to make it. Now it's got a little bit extra left over. Whoop. There's 8 more. I'm just going to dump them on the backside because no one's going to notice that. See? Boom. Done. Now we need the same thing as you saw before. It goes pretty quick once you get your first one down. It makes it very simple to dump down a lot of other stations. So the station's going to be here. It connects in. We're going to make over here. We're going to make a little... Why are you not doing this? Oh, that's considered it. I'm not going to put a triple track on this. I'm going to let other trains go through. Actually, no, I'm going to stick to part. Look like this. There you go there. We'll put in the train over here. And the train rail can be back. The bridge can be back. You can put multiple bridges, but I don't think it helps. It doesn't make it a better thing if you do so. So over here, we're going to take the rails from this one. We're going to let this guy, I could let him go straight on forward, but for now, I think I'm all right with him going off of here. A little offshoot. Go like this. Make sure it's back a little bit. Whoop, hello. How you doing? Go back this way. And yeah, we're spending some money. A lot of it, but I want to make sure I made something very pretty for people to look at and kind of fun. Where's the rails? All the way over there. Good job, Ben. It's not a bad thing. It's just a little too far from what I was trying to do. And this one will go like that. Spending not too much cash, actually. Another station right here is not bad. I'm going to back this up to about right there. Put a train depot like this. No, that's wrong. Put this one here. We don't need coal storage here. I'm going to make it kind of long, like that. Then we'll take a train bridge, go like this. I could put 3 rails underneath it. Like I said, future-proofing, hate the word, but it does describe it pretty well. And I'm not going to cinch it like this, because on the other side of this thing, we can put more stations. I'm going to go a little farther forward, then cinch it back, and go around. You can do whatever you want. Remember, it's your game. No one can tell you how to play it. You have to let them. So we're going to go all the way back. Where's this thing? I'm going to go up like this, a little far, straight on forward. And the system for building rails is very nice. You just click and drag, and you're pretty much golden. I can change this later, but I want to make sure it gets up here ASAP and goes out of the way. Then connects right in like this. There you go. Now we have a basic setup. I'm going to make sure the rails here are actually set up the correct way by doing it like this. Drag forward like that, and then cinch it in. Yeah, snug it. You got to snug it. Snug it. Just snug it in. Snug it. Like that. Now remember, chains in. That's all you need, right? Yep, you're right. You're right. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Those are chains, and that piece is chained to those. The next ones, however, actually I think I'm wrong. Those are not supposed to be chains. These are supposed to be, the one in is chains, out is not. And then out again should be chained to this one piece. 1, 2, 3 is all chained. The out is not. That way, as long as it's just that little gray piece there, or that little green, light green piece, no one will go on it. If there's the 2 trains, they won't smack into each other, which they can do in this game. You will have issues. And do not let it happen to you. It sucks. You get angry. Actually, where do I... No, well, okay. I don't want to make it that. I'm going to make it like, I'm going to space like that. That should be more than enough. The whole rail. Look how it did the whole rail. You don't have to go up and down the whole thing. Isn't that nice? Yes, it is. You like it, don't you? Because I know you do. Now remember, because we have another junction here, we do need another piece on that and a piece in that. Now it does look kind of weird that there's there's 2 chains there, but if there's something here, it shouldn't be here either. So I'm kind of chaining them all together. It makes it very simple to control. Good. Let's go get actually, I don't think we can get to the train. Is this one ready yet? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I believe it is. Okay, so let's go to our train depot again. 42 minutes, all right? Control R. We're going to make a new route. This route is going to be called Wood 1 to Warehouse. We're going to go from Sawmill 1 to Warehouse 1. We're going to set this differently. We're going to put load at Sawmill until done. We're also going to say until time passes, because if not, if you fill up, they're going to sit there at the warehouse and screw you over. At the same thing down here, unload until time passed. And you can always just trash it if you don't like. You don't have to remove the whole stop if you don't feel it's in the right way. So we're going to do that one. Control T. This requires a new train again, a different one. We're going to color it green. Yeah, it's fine. Boom, boom. And we need flat wagons. And we're going to put on there for now. It's kind of a long... Usually I would do 2, but it's such a far away. I'm going to put 3 of these on. It's going to be cold MC is wrong. We're going to switch it over to wood to warehouse, and we're going to build it. Let's see what happens. It goes right on out. As you can see, skadooshie-doo. Fills in. And you can put multiple trains on there with this setup, but since there's no people there... Oh, we forgot that, didn't we? Or maybe it was intentional. Now remember, when your people come over here, they got to come home. Oh yeah, I forgot, Ben. Exactly. So what you're going to do, we're going to go back here. Oops. Stop. Why can I do this? It's because I'm paused? What's going on? Oh, I have to zoom in more. You go to this. You go to your far line. Remember, that's a return line. We're going to go this way. We're going to cut over. And I'm going to make this very quick because I want to make sure you guys see that we're trying to go very quickly and not get in your way too much. Town's up there. I'm purposely doing this to get a little more spacing. And we're going to go like this. There you go. Chain signal. Remember what I say? Chain in, but you don't have to chain out. You're fine if you go on the outside. There you go. We're going to go like this. We're going to make the spacing, I think, like this. It's a one-way track, so on the left side. And you can make it as close as you want. The closer you drag it to your current signals, how close the signals will be deployed. So if you want to make spacing, you can kind of eyeball it. That looks good to me. Remember, this is a one-way track. Now over here, I want to fix this. In, out, out. So it's perfectly fine that way. That way no one will get any each other's way. We're going to go back to the Control R. We're going to make another route yet again. And make as many routes as you need, but I would say just go through them a couple times. We're almost at the point where I want to review something. This is MC to Sawmill. So the destination, first one is you're going to go to the Motorcycle Club. Then you're going to go to the Sawmill. You're going to swap workers, wait until done. Control T. You can now go back to a train you already have. This one right here is fine. It doesn't need it, so we're actually going to make another train. We're going to go like this. Boop, boop. And one car. Now, why one? The sawmill doesn't require more unless you're going to have two sawmills in the same spot. I don't really want to play with that yet, so we're going to say that one. We're going to say MC to sawmill. We're going to build it and let it go. Now, there's two trains here. I wish there was line spacing. I'm not sure if the game is that advanced now. A game called Workers and Resources doesn't even do it right, but it does do it with buses, where if you have multiple vehicles on a line, you can say space yourselves out randomly, so you're not putting like three of the same right after each other for work shifts. So I'm going to let it go for a little bit. Look, I can do this. I'm going to move a little faster so I can maybe get some people up there, because right now I want to make sure we don't have the wrong folks over. Now we should have, with that, this should have dropped off some people. That means we should hear, yeah, we're already making boards, right? Boards are being made. So while that's this way, I'm going to launch another train. We're going to go Control T. We don't need to because we already made the other route. We just have to launch another train. We're going to build it. Remember, trains cost coal. So you can't just keep dumping out as much as you want without getting coal. We're going to have to start shipping coal to our warehouse. Yes, that's a bitch of a thing to do. All right, we're 45 minutes in. I think this route is fine. Is it fine? Yeah, because we have the upper thing here. It's actually getting, yeah, we're going to watch this guy while I'm talking to you guys. So if you like it, great. If you're going to leave because I think I have all the info I need, debate the hit the subscribe button. We're going to watch this guy a little bit. Not as fast as possible. We'll go like this. It's kind of mid-range. I'm going to zoom out a little bit just so we don't have any noise. Now, what do I think of the game so far? The game is really well done. You can tell that a lot of the people that developed this game, I'm not sure if it's one developer, 10 developers, 100 developers, I have no idea. But you can tell whoever designed this game did play the older games back in the day and found a lot of those features going, man, I really wish I could change my routing, like right here. I wish I could move this back or forth. I really wish I could have signaling be a little easier. I really wish I could have my trains go into the depot, and even though they're empty, like right there in the graphics, like this is for lumber, I can show people that there's some boards, a lot of boards, or full boards that can have it get going. Some of the games make really long trains really fun, but they slow the game down because you have to have giant maps. This game tries to make it a little shorter. You can have, I think, up to eight car trains, as long as the station can support them. Like, see right here? This station here, as long as there is gray next to it, the engine can be unloaded with every car. If a car goes past the back end, though, and let's say the engine stopped here and this car was back here, this last car would not be unloaded at this station. Further down the line, it could. That's up to you. You can tell the developer cared. They look like they've played other games before that are in the train space, and they wanted to make something kind of fun. That was not as realistic, and the reason I'm saying realistic, there are things such as very, very, very tight turns. You can have trains go over tracks with like 3 little cells. And when I say cell, I mean like right here. Like, look at this right now. We could technically, if we wanted to, this is not a good example of this bridge, but you can go like that. That right there is a sufficient train bridge to go over a river. It can't go over a track because you can see there's no spacing there. But once you get stone, probably in the next video, you can do so. Some of you are like, I'm not sure if I like that level of realism, but everything else outshines it in my mind. Is it the best to have tiny little jumps? Yeah, trains don't do that in real life. But the thing is, the maps aren't massive, so they don't destroy your system. If you have an older system, I think it'll be okay on this. And I've seen, like, you can actually zoom out on this level and see your trains moving forward and around and going around your entire route without having to zoom in and trace things down. Are there some pieces missing, or are there some pieces that are not as polished as other games? Absolutely. But the game is still in early access. Am I willing to forgive that? Yeah. Yeah, because usually games like this, if you give them just a little bit of your time and a little bit of patience. Now, your own money, that's your choice. I will firmly say that if you don't like early access games, just don't buy the game until it's done. But some of us are like, I don't mind. I want to play it. I want to test it. I want to dig into it. And I want to be able to go on the Steam forums and their Discord and wherever else I can talk to the developer and say, hey, this is great, but would you think of this? Or could you do this? Or would you do that? And some developers are like, I have a vision. I'll do whatever I want. Most developers are like, I hadn't considered that. Why would you want that? And then you explain the idea with a little bit of articulation. They go, okay. I'm not saying they're going to. I have no idea what kind of developer this is. I've had a very limited interaction with him, and he seems to be very detail-oriented for a guy making a train game of this kind of scope. I'm pretty happy that's occurring, and I like what I see so far. Now, you don't have to go as crazy as I have and rush and get the game. There's nothing wrong waiting. Being one of the first people out of the gate to play the game and mess around and find bugs, though, you're one of those nice people. We like having people like that in the world. They make things better. I'm just noticing there's something wrong here. Looking back up here, this train is sitting here while this train is here. That's not supposed to happen. So I'm going to look into the signal guide real quick and find out what the hell is going on. This whole... Why is this track... That's not... It's connected to here. That shouldn't be that way. This one's trained to this. Why is it working like that? This whole track is showing black. That should not be that way. And when he gets out of here, he goes forward. I don't understand. I did something wrong. Something tiny, but it is wrong. I'll try to fix it later on. But anyway, being able to watch your engines move around and have fun, it's one of the most fun things out there. Reach population of workers. We're almost there. The thing we're missing right now, it'll tell you what they want. If you scroll in here, they're going to say, hey, we want potatoes, we want bread, we want clothes. And this scales up and up and up and up. You have stone, and you have bricks, and it's great. Trains need fuel to move efficiently. They will automatically refuel once they visit a station they have access to. Okay, so we need to start moving coal. This train is very slow. I screwed that up. But in the next video, I will solve that. If you liked what you saw today, if you like my approach to these things, if you like my voice, whatever you think, if you want to join us on Twitch, whatever, do me a favor, consider hitting the subscribe button. That's all. That's all I ever ask. If you want to hit the other buttons or do other things, that's totally up to you. I read every comment. I respond to them because I'm a small channel, obviously, on YouTube. On Twitch, I'm a partner, but that doesn't really matter. It matters that I'm going to do my best to fulfill my promises. The next video will come out very shortly. I know until this game is released on July 28th, a lot of you are going to be chomping at the bit going, I want to play it! And I get you. I get you. So I'll do my best to put out as many videos as I can, rapid fire, but not make the quality shit. Okay? Thank you so much for giving me a chance. I hope you have a wonderful video, wonderful video experience, and hopefully I can see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. Good night.